All right, we are live. It's the Spin and Backfist MMA show for Wednesday, November 20th. Kind of a free swim edition. I mean, we do have a card to break down this weekend. A card in Macau. We were just saying it's going to be 3 in the morning. The main card starts.
No, prelims. 3 a.m. prelims.
Mahashate has a prelim fight at 3 in the morning to kick off the fight.
And then the main card will start at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
Yes.
It has some. The main card's pretty fucking good.
It is. Yeah. There's some fun fights on it, some fun fighters. Of course, we are here brought to you by Game Time. We love Game Time. It's the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. And whether we're getting out to a concert, a football game, a comedy show, whatever it is, a fight, we're using Game Time. They have their new feature, the Game Time Picks feature, which makes it even easier to get into a game. They filter out all the fluff to show you only the incredible deals on everything. If I pull up Game Time right now, gametime.co, you could get into the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at New York Giants on Sunday for $43. Pretty good. Tate McRae, right? Madison Square Garden. Everyone wants to see her. $176. They didn't realize that concert's not till September 2025. So you'll be waiting a little bit, but maybe that price will come down between now and then.
She just announced her new tour.
Probably sold out already,
except
on Game Time.
Game Time, and she is a superstar.
Superstar for sure.
So you can go from seeing Tommy DeVito.
Yep.
To Tate McRae.
Two superstars.
Big two.
Yeah.
Big two.
They might be, imagine, I know she's dating Kid Leroy, but they could be a power couple right there.
100%.
Tommy DeVito, Tate McRae. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code BACKFIST for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem the code BACKFIST for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. What time is it? Game Time. I don't know where you fellas want to start. Obviously, we had UFC 309 over the weekend. We did our recap show. Some of the fallout that's come from it is mostly the John Jones comments in the post-fight interview, which he was doing as we were doing our show. He's back to saying, I'm not fighting Tom Aspinall. I want to fight Poatan next. And if the UFC doesn't want to do that, I will happily retire knowing the Stipe fight was my last fight.
Yeah, I mean, he positioned himself well when he kind of had the line like the greatest power negotiation is be able to walk away.
Yeah,
he's so right. I think he's going to try to do that as much as he can.
It's frustrating,
but then also,
right.
But then he did a few post interviews. I can't remember if it was with Anik or like somebody else with a lead. I forget who, where he talks about basically he's essentially he made the comment. He was like, I see what like Jake Paul got paid this weekend, what like Mike Tyson got paid. Like I deserve to get paid like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which I mean, I guess from what we've been told, I think he's gotten like close to that.
Not close to what they made, I don't think.
Because he said Tyson got Tyson got 20.
Yeah.
I think for like the Gane fight, he got close to that.
Really?
I thought they talked about him getting like 10, 15, and then like with points.
I have no
Maybe
idea.
It wasn't that high. I thought he's gotten like over 10 at least for some of these, which is like you're getting
weirdly,
in the ballpark.
that would surprise me.
I would assume we were talking about it. I bet John got something along the lines of like a 2-2, 3-3 for on Saturday night.
You think that low?
I was thinking that low.
I thought maybe was it just the Ngannou then? Like he got like less to fight Gane?
Maybe
because I thought it was like almost like a known thing that like because I know Francis had spoken about it. I thought that it was like he had gotten like close to like 8 figures for the base.
It's so hard to tell because we don't know the real
like a little bit less. Yeah, obviously we don't. That's I thought he's like kind of that had been not like confirmed, but that I knew from like Francis talked about it. I think he had talked about it a little bit. That I thought it was like significant. I don't know if maybe that was to fight Ngannou and then to not fight Francis, it was like less.
I don't even know how much they could make.
I know because they said like Adesanya, like I know what DC thought Adesanya was making thought at least like 5 base.
Yeah, and
so
then,
I feel like Jones would be getting as much as that, if not like more.
Do you think fighters are making like 5 to 10 million on points? Is it that much
or close?
Depending on the pay-per-view, and I think Jones at this point I bet he's selling like not like obviously not selling like McGregor, but I bet he's selling as much as anyone active right now.
Yeah,
and it really depends on. I would assume like pay-per-view points can go up in terms of how much you get.
Mm-hmm.
Probably the longer that you're getting pay-per-view points, the more points you get. Like I would assume like John gets more pay-per-view points than an Aspinall.
Yes,
definitely. Sure. That was the conversation I had on the rundown with Dave. when he said, I was like, John Jones, obviously, he's like probably the biggest draw in the UFC actively. You could call him that, or he's at least up there. He's in the conversation. And Dave was shocked. He was like, what? And Dave goes, I would rather see Pom Pom. And I was like, Pom Pom? Who's Pom Pom? He's like, the big guy, Pom Pom. And immediately my brain was like, I thought I was having a stroke. I was like, do I not know ball? I was like, I don't know who Pom Pom is. And he goes, the kickboxer. And I was like, oh, like Poatan, Alex Pereira? He's like, yeah, him. He's like, I'd rather see him. I said at this point, it's probably Alex, Jones, O'Malley, Izzy, as far as like the big UFC draws.
Yeah, I think even like
Topuria is making his way
I
up
was gonna
there.
say Topuria. I was say Islam. I was gonna say
Islam's
Islam
up there
and
for
Topuria,
sure. Yeah, Islam's for sure up
We're
there.
talking about, what are we talking about? America or like Islam's a big deal.
Islam's a
I
much bigger
agree.
deal worldwide, but he definitely is in America at this point as well.
Like, even though he was booed at like in New Jersey, people really, really like him.
Yeah.
But you're right. I think in that list, I would put Islam. Topuria is really close.
He's
Yeah, for
definitely,
sure.
after the last win, I think he's kind of, you could say that his next fight
And
will be in that
honestly,
realm.
Like Poirier's up there. I think.
Poirier's up
Yeah.
there for sure.
100%.
Yeah.
Trying to think.
Were they saying Izzy's his next fight's going to be on the Saudi card?
That's
February.
The reports is that him versus Imavov,
Yeah. It'd be weird to see Izzy on a
like a fight night.
non-pay-per-view. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. It's crazy.
But
It's crazy to think.
the Saudi ones are almost a pay-per-view. I bet
They
you
are.
Yeah.
They totally are. But it's just like
They've been
it's
stacking the
strange.
cards.
Yeah.
Speaking of Saudi,
Like it would think
Dubai,
the last one was supposed to be Whitaker Hamzat.
Yeah.
Like that's a
That's a pay-per-view.
big
fight
fight
right there.
announced in Bellator for
Ooh.
January. Paul Hughes
Yeah.
against Usman
Yeah.
Nurmagomedov. Usman, of course, the champ. Paul Hughes really put on a great show against AJ McKee.
Maybe McGregor will be there now.
So interesting. They're advertising it as Dagestan versus Ireland 2,
Yeah.
which is interesting because it's like the first one's in another organization. People
With people like not
Dubai
even really. Yeah.
must have paid a lot for it because that fight being in Belfast would have been fucking insane.
oh my
yeah.
god.
That would have been insane.
Like it would have been.
And Bellator is known for like Bellator's the promotion that goes to Ireland.
They
the
go to
most.
Ireland and sell
Yeah.
out the arenas just for no disrespect to her. What's her name?
Leah McCoy.
Leah.
Like no disrespect to her, but like they sell. them
She
out
could
just
sell
for
out
that.
like that. Yeah.
Which
James
is,
Gallagher, when he was on the rise, he could sell it out like that. Peter Queally could sell it out like
it
that.
was just like they have, and the fighting culture there is so huge, and they just love it. But if you have with Paul Hughes, I mean, and I don't know if he's at Usman's level yet, but this fight is possibly one of the more intriguing fights from Bellator / PFL in a little bit.
Absolutely. I mean, they think they have a guy like a real like big time champion. You have. I mean, he has the Nurmagomedov blood.
Yeah.
He's like the real deal. So I mean, it's
It is
kind of
crazy that that's on the poster. Dagestan versus Ireland too. I
It is
didn't realize it's
crazy.
literally on the poster.
They are like they're really leaning into it, which I mean, fair game. I mean, it's the fight.
I mean,
promotion game.
I think McGregor is actually going to go.
Well, remember Paul Hughes said he wanted McGregor in his corner.
Yeah, and McGregor was like, "I'll be there."
Oh,
And
yeah.
McGregor, who loves Dubai more than McGregor,
Also, McGregor.
like this guy loves Dubai.
No, that's why I was like, imagine if it was, oh my God, they're Magomedovs in Ireland.
Crazy.
Because Habib will be in Usman's corner most likely.
should be.
I think he
Even
will
though,
be, yeah.
like Habib did the thing where he said, "I'm not going to be a coach anymore," but
Yeah.
then he like he, went back
He
to
just
the-
like it was
he
like a
loved the game
wrestler
too much.
retirement.
Yeah,
it
he
was
loves the game too much, which you can't blame him. That would be awesome. It's good. Shout out to Bellator for making that fight.
Yeah.
Usman's coming off the win against what's his name?
Shabali.
Shabley's good. So
Yeah, he's solid.
I think Usman. I mean, who knows if we'll ever see him in the UFC? But for now, Usman's one of the best fighters.
I think
out
we
there.
probably will.
I
I'm
think he
inclined to
comes in
believe
his
all of
own
like
tires.
all of the Khabib guys. I'm thinking like he has the foot in the door for them
I
already.
think that Islam will retire within like 2 years or so.
2 or 3 years. Yeah.
How old is Usman?
I'm not sure. I wanted to say like late 20s, like maybe 30.
He is 26.
Oh, then he has a lot.
He's a lot of time.
Uh,
I thought he was older than
He was
that.
born just a couple months before me. That's weird to think about. I
Islam.
feel like he's like years older than me.
Islam. Obviously, I think he'll be on the LA card against Armin.
Yeah, they're gonna stack.
And
that
then
card,
let's say
too.
Islam wins that. I mean, what's next from 170?
But the thing is, he won't fight Bilal, though. I don't think
He won't fight Bilal.
someone
I
else.
don't think
even
he would
like-
fight Shavkat.
I would like to see like
I don't think he would either.
I would still love
He'd
to
fight
see. Let's see
Colby.
Islam versus
Shavkat
Leon.
beat who?
Like Islam versus Leon at 170. Winner gets
I
a
don't.
title
But,
shot. or
nah,
something.
but I don't think he would move up for a non-title.
No, yeah, he probably wouldn't. But that fight, like that matchup, really
The
intrigues
fight
me.
that's really out there to make, would be Islam Tapuria would be insane. I know
That would be.
but I don't know how many more times Islam can cut to 155. He
Yeah,
is,
It's rough.
and
on
when
him.
he gets down there, the look on his face,
Yeah.
Mhm.
and also
Didn't
we saw
Ali
what
say
happened
after
to
the
Habib
last
at
fight
the
that he
end.
wouldn't? Didn't
They've
Ali
been
have some
saying
kind of
that for a
comment?
while.
Yeah.
But that may be negotiation tactics,
True.
which is like they want to get the big fight.
Mhm.
John Jones went to or has the duck emoji as his
Twitter thing. Yeah.
Twitter thing, which is, I mean, it's John Jones.
And
It was very annoying. We went off last night or on Saturday night,
yeah,
and he goes, "Actually, not. Like, I don't want to find him."
right after we were like, I got home, I was like, all right, we're all good. Hopefully, they make that fight. No, John Jones is still
Also,
doing
that was the latest I've ever seen the press conferences go.
I know.
was
It's
up there
crazy late.
At 3:45 a.m.
Yeah. You texted me. It was almost 4 in the morning when you texted me that.
And I don't know if you guys watched Aspinall's vlog. He put it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he put it up and then said, "Oh, it's 3:33 right now. Things are looking really good. Big news coming soon."
Yeah.
At 3:38, John said, "Actually, I don't want to do it."
Yeah. It seemed like Aspinall, after Dana did his presser, Aspinall went and like had a meeting with him and Hunter and everything, and they talked about it. Even Aspinall posted a good clip being like, basically, John Jones is a hypocrite, of Jones being like, yeah, I don't find anything he does funny. He's so annoying. Like, I don't want to give him the time of day. And then it's like 2 seconds later, and he's like, yeah, it was pretty funny when he's doing all the duck stuff. Like that was, I found that pretty funny.
He's a maniac. Did you see? And this, I feel like am I gonna? I think I'm about to say what Jack
This
thinks.
is unbelievable.
If this, I wanted to make sure it wasn't fake, so I didn't sound dumb. But him doing the Trump dance and everything after, going full like Trump, America, MAGA, and then they go on his Instagram. The only political person he follows is Kamala. He follows both
On
Kamala's
2 accounts.
He's a
both accounts.
psychopath.
He's a psychopath.
He's Homelander. Like you said,
Yes,
he's
legit
Homelander.
psychopath.
He's legitimately
Like,
No, but
he does the
that's-
smile with
see-
the eyes. Like,
But see, that's why I hate when he talks about the Jesus shit.
yes.
That's why there's nothing to
Comes off
do.
as phony.
It has nothing to do with religion. It's just he's a fucking fraud.
It comes off as
He doesn't really believe what he's saying. Like he's a
Yes.
fucking fake.
Yeah.
Totally fake. He says one thing 1 minute and nothing another minute. You have no
Imagine
idea
the
what he's
craziest, like that smile and that,
Oh
like even the way he talks to DC whenever he has to talk to DC, and he's always like, "Hey DC, it's nice to see you smiling. It's good to see a smile on your face." It's like, shut up, dude. DC doesn't want to hear that. We don't want to hear
Also,
that.
DC was like incredibly early on this. Like, John, you're the biggest fucking fraud in the world. Like,
Yeah.
like,
DC
he
was
is-
right. Everything DC said in their feud, he was completely right. He couldn't beat him in a fight. That sucks. But everything he said in the interviews, correct.
yeah, he's like, John, you're such a fucking fraud.
Yeah.
Like, I'd beat the shit.
He's
out of
phony.
you. The most real John ever was when he was like, "No,
Oh.
I'd kill you."
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
the
Yeah,
most.
yeah.
That was.
That-
He was like,
he
"No,
said-
no,
he
no,
said-
no, no,
he-
like
he
this."
said,
I would legitimately kill.
He said I would spit in your face. He's like,
Yeah.
he's like, if you ever did something like that, I would kill
Yeah.
you.
Do you think I would just let you do that?
He's like, you think I would just let you kill me? He's like, you wouldn't have a choice.
That's when.
And then kind of crazy. The second fight ended with him literally unconscious.
With the head
So he
kick, yeah.
totally like with those. I mean, those ground and pound punches are so vicious.
Yeah.
And I forget who the ref was. He let him eat so many more than needed.
And then the meme of Cormier afterwards crying is still used
Yeah,
to this
tough,
day. That's
tough.
Cormier's just a meme.
He is. He's a meme in like so many different ways.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
Um,
The Onama thing too. This is worth bringing up because it's the thumbnail. So on Saturday night, Brianna Chicken Fry, our coworker and Zach Bryan's now ex-girlfriend, if you weren't aware of all this, she's in the arena, and the UFC posted video. Oh, it's Bree's first fight. Like, it was very like publicized that she was at her first UFC card. David Onama wins a fight and gets on the mic with Joe Rogan, and he's like, yeah, I'm really excited to come back here next month, Madison Square Garden. It's great to be here for the what is it? The Zach Bryan concert. I love Zach Bryan. Like, he really has to like remember the name for a second. So we were all like texting, like, oh man, how awkward is that he said that right after Bree got there? Just horrible timing. They even like cut the camera to her in that moment.
And then Jonathan Martinez walks out.
Jonathan Martinez,
Zach
next
Bryan.
fight,
Which
walks
everyone's
out.
just like, oh, this is a little weird. But
Again, yeah, it's just like, oh, this must be bad timing.
I even think there was a chance Jonathan Martinez doesn't know what.
Agreed. Then we see he goes on MMA Today with Alan Joban and Dean Thomas. David Onama does. And they're like, hey, what was up with that Zach Bryan call out? You know, you don't seem like the kind of guy who's a huge Zach Bryan fan.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, oh, yeah, I don't really know Zach Bryan. I'm a big Morgan Wallen fan, but his team reached out right before the fight and asked for a shout out.
He said he didn't know who Zach Bryan was at all.
He did not know this. And I was like, well, that's fucking strange. Why would Zach Bryan reach out to David Onama before a fight and be like, hey, if you win, can you shout out Zach Bryan? Who's also not playing at MSG next month. He's playing at the Barclays Center, which like is a little detail, but it just makes it all the more confusing. And like, it doesn't make sense. It's not an organic shout out.
They saw Bree there.
The video UFC posted probably.
And they go, somebody, it may not even been Zach. I think
his team, they said,
Sony Music, right?
Probably.
Said, who do we know at UFC? Like, does anybody know any fighters?
Yeah.
Then somebody in David Onama's camp knows somebody in Zach Bryan's camp and said, hey, we'll give you $20K to say this.
He says in the clip, they're like, was it like a paid shout out? And he's like, yeah. He's like, I hope you got paid. And David Onama goes, not yet.
And David Onama is just such a, like, I hate David Onama for not finishing the fight in the first round. But outside of that, he's like a very just like, he's a fighter. He's like really athletic.
Okay, someone in the chat, Chris says, you guys got to get your story straight. His manager sung with ZB and is close with his team.
Okay, thank you.
There you go. Chris in the chat.
Thank you, Chris. Sorry.
Appreciate it. Also, not
Also,
like,
we're
so that adds
not super far off from what.
Yeah, that's not
Also,
that's not that far off. That's
ideology,
basically what you said.
It was just a little closer ties, but I was thinking the exact same thing as you. I was almost just gonna think that, like, basically, they saw that Bree was getting tickets, and this person said, "Oh no, like reach out to them." One thing leads to another, and they're like, "Hey, do this."
It's incredibly bizarre for that shout out to happen, and like to think, "Oh no, that wasn't connected." I think is crazy.
And also, it would have been so funny if what's his name finished it in the first round, David Onama. We wouldn't have known this story.
Yeah,
but because Onama almost lost as one of the biggest favorites in the UFC.
He did, yeah. Crazy though.
I mean, crazy.
I know it's like barstool drama, and some people might be like, "Oh, we're sick of hearing about it," but it's weirdly laced through the UFC in a strange way here.
This is UFC drama.
And I texted it to Dave, and I was like, "Hey, just want to put this on your radar." Gave him the broad strokes of it. And then Dave just wrote back, great find. And then Dave made the video about it. But as soon as he wrote the great find, I told these guys, like, I knew he was cooking.
Oh, yeah. Now, I knew once even you sent us the clip, I was like, oh, yeah, Dave's going to he's going to do something with this.
Yeah. And then Quilly said, what was the Jonathan Martinez part in this? Did he walk out to a song sung by him? He did. He walked out to Something in the Orange. Again, that could be complete coincidence because I think you also need to tell the UFC your walkout song like way ahead of time. Yeah, I don't know if they could have made it on the fly.
I think it's usually at least like a week or two.
Yeah.
They get it cleared. Yeah.
Yeah.
Remember, Ortega told us that.
That was for the Sphere, which could have been different.
It was even longer because of the Sphere, but
I think Martinez might be cleared on that one.
Also, Martinez
he also
from Texas.
I was also not Texas. Like he wears a cowboy hat a lot, so him being in a country music is in some.
And it's not like we're not like David Onama like chose a side. I think David Onama is completely unaware of this.
I mean, how could David?
Sure, I'll shout out
David Onama in that
situation.
Money. And someone offers him money. It's not like he's like some huge. You're like, how could you not? If someone's gonna pay you like 5 figures to just say something after your fight, how could you not?
Yeah. Crazy shit though. Weird shit that links Barstool, UFC, everything all together. David Onama being the guy to do it too. Strange, very strange. All right. Do you want to get into this weekend's card?
Yeah. Good luck at pronouncing these names, bro.
I know. Yeah. There's a lot of them that.
There's ones that we've seen before that we know how to pronounce, but there are some names on this card that are, quite frankly, very hard to pronounce. And but what we're going to try.
And let's tell everyone about DraftKings as well. We're going to be betting on DraftKings this weekend. We're still here. We're behind the DraftKings banner. It's covering all of our faces. Little lag here. All right, we're back. The Emirates NBA Cup is here. You can win big by getting in on the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. Will LA repeat? We'll find out soon. There's sure to be rim-rattling slams and no-look passes that bring the crowd to their feet. Get behind your favorite players and the prop bets you can make at DraftKings, the home of NBA player props. If you're ready to place your first bet, try betting on something simple like picking a team to win. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app and make your pick. If it's your first time, here's something special just for you. New DraftKings customers get $5 to get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins. It's an amazing deal. Score big with DraftKings Sportsbook. Every point counts. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use the code BACKFIST. Again, that's code BACKFIST for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. Cavs streak broken, right?
Yep.
Celtics beat the Cavs last
They
night.
did. 121-17.
How are the Knicks doing? Decent.
Better. 8-6 now.
All right.
Carl Anthony Towns is looking really good.
He looks bad defensively, but
He was at UFC.
Yep.
Yeah, he was. He's been
I saw him
he's
there.
been putting up gaudy numbers.
Who did I see him talking to? I think I saw him talking to Anthony Kiedis from the Red Hot Chili Peppers and Miles Teller.
Huh.
I'm pretty sure.
I think Carl's is a cultured individual. He's not a typical NBA player. Like I think Red Hot Chili Peppers would make sense.
Up his alley, yeah. All right, let's pull up the
He also
DraftKings.
dates pretty famous person, Jordan Woods.
Oh, does he?
Yeah,
I didn't know
the
that.
woman that was like friends
that-
with
Kylie.
Kylie. Then they broke
Tristan-
up.
Tristan
and
Thompson
Tristan
cheated
Thom-
on
yeah.
Chloe with.
The age-old like NBA players just have like
Bro,
say
one of
50 girls. And
one of the names on this, literally, they just give him the 3 dots. The name is so big. DraftKings is like, listen, we can't fit this guy's name. You know who we're talking about, right? ...
Really?
That's crazy. Yeah, look at this.
Yeah.
Oh, that's the guy from yeah.
All right. We begin the card with Mahashate, as you mentioned before, at 3 in the morning, 3:15 a.m. Probably first fight will start against Nicholas Mata. Mahashate minus 205. Nicholas Mata. Mota? Is it Mota?
Moda.
Yeah.
Mota. Plus 170. You guys down for Mahashate here?
Yeah, I'm a big Mahashate
Yeah.
guy. I told you better at 5-1 on Contender Series. They literally didn't have footage of him.
I remember
They
that.
didn't know
yeah.
what his deal was. He just went out there and beat the guy. He actually crazy knocked out Steve Garcia.
Yeah,
That's crazy,
crazy.
yeah.
He's got it, and he's young too. He's really young. When he was on the Contender Series, he was only like 21, 22. So he's probably like 25 now. I think he's pretty good. Good striker. I think he's good range. Yeah, I think he wins here. Mota's very hittable as well. He's been knocked out a few times in his time in the UFC. Jim Miller knocked him out bad. Manuel Torres like literally decapitated him with an elbow. I think Mahashate probably gets a knockout here, but I think he wins.
Yes. I would say this line's a little wide for Mahashate. Mota, the only thing is, like, if something we have to remember for these fights is, and I'm not 100% sure where Mahashate trains, but this is like a huge travel spot for a lot of guys. Mahashate obviously is Chinese. And Nicholas Mota, I believe, is Brazilian.
I think he's American, even I thought.
I thought he was American.
So Mota, I expect this to be a firefight, obviously, but the old gloves are back for this. I just think it's a little wide. Like Mahashate, like if he doesn't get a knockout in round 1, who knows? But I don't blame anybody.
Actually, I think the new gloves are in play for this card. Bless you.
Thank you.
Sorry, I meant new gloves.
He is Brazilian, trains in America.
So they're new gloves. You're right. I apologize.
Because I knew that was a thing. Also, just to clarify, this is 3 a.m. like go to bed Friday night, and it's
Yes.
like 3 a.m.
It's Saturday
Yeah.
morning.
like it's going
Friday
into
night.
essentially Saturday. Like
Yes, that is important to clarify. People can miss the entire card. They tune in like Saturday 3 a.m.
I'll
It's,
tell you-
it's over.
for the college football boys, it's a long day.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm doing
yeah.
I'm doing a full 24 that day.
Are you waking up 3 a.m. for the first
Probably
fight?
I gotta watch my shot day.
Yeah. It's your guy.
That's how they reel us in. If it was, just,
Yeah, I know. They do
there's
it.
a few guys. There's a few fights in here where I'm gonna be. I don't know anything about it.
I mean, the next fight.
They're guys
is
like
like,
I'll be.
Approach
I'm not gonna.
UFC.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna pretend like I know these guys. They're literally they've only fought in Asia. Like
the next fight is Kwang Lee versus Long Zhao.
We've seen Lon Zhao.
hmm.
He was
Have we?
he started.
Is he fought Gutierrez
No.
short notice? Someone else in the card was who fought Gutierrez
Lon
short
Zhao
notice.
fought another Asian guy.
Oh, Chang Ho Lee.
Chang Ho Lee.
Split decision in June.
It was a
I
really
sort
good
of do
fight.
remember that.
It was
Yeah.
crazy. It was like an insane fight.
I think, was that the card that was on the main card? And we were like, why would this be on the main card? And then it was awesome. Or am I crazy about
I think
that?
you might be right.
I thought it started off.
No,
the
it
night.
wasn't.
I thought it was the first fight of the night.
You're right. Start off
what-
the
Was
night.
that the one they were? It was like a pick'em, and
Yes.
we thought everyone. I was on the guy that lost.
Me
Yeah.
too.
That was pissed.
And the guy who lost, like I think took down Long Jiao like a billion times, but somehow lost. Quang Li, I don't know enough about. I did see some people taking him. So Long Jiao is a guy who was like, I remember him from his first fight. He's just like, he's good, but he finds ways to really put himself into tough positions. I don't. I have to watch Quang Lei to really give much on him.
And then do we know Jose Ochoa in the next fight?
No, but we know Lonair
Kavanaugh,
who
yeah,
is
in the flyweight
Chinese,
division.
but grew up in England, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah.
With the last name Kavanaugh. Yeah.
Yes.
It's crazy. Yeah. Kavanaugh's minus 355 in that fight. So I'd imagine it's an easy one for him, but we don't know Jose Ochoa.
This is from a Contender Series. I think this is my guy from this season of Contender Series.
Jose is?
No.
Oh.
Kavanaugh. This is like my big Ev. Like I'm buying on record receipt stock right now. UFC debut. I think his hands are so fast. I think the guy that he knocked out is really good. I think he just looked that good. I think he's really, really good fighter. Yeah, obviously it's a big line, but I think he's parlay piece. I think he smashes him. I think this guy's talented as hell.
So Jose Ochoa is actually decent. Seen some love for him, some people betting him. He comes from LFA. He finishes fights. This fight's going to be good.
Mm-hmm.
Kavanaugh, I will say, I agree with Ev, does have a lot of potential. This is a nice test for him, though. First fight. Sometimes these guys who come off of Dana White's Contender Series with a lot of hype will find themselves in fights that are like they're minus 800, minus 1,000. This one, Ochoa is live, but it may be 4:15 in the morning. I'm like, I'm gonna take it. but I'm excited to see Lonair. It's like
I think so. I think it's how you say it.
I think his mother's Chinese
And
his father's from the UK.
Yeah.
He's also Irish. So
Kavanaugh's an Irish name, I think.
So that's the father's last name,
Yeah.
I believe. And then he grew up in Great Britain, but he reps China.
Yeah, unreal.
Very fascinating fighter. But I agree with Ev. I'm excited to see how far he can go in the UFC.
Also, I know we were talking about Karl Anthony Towns a little while ago, but PC Strickland in the chat, I missed this, wrote, I sat next to Karl Anthony Towns' dad at a CPR certification meeting. All right, interesting, fun.
No,
That sounds like something that Hot Billy would say.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Well,
Shut up.
wait, PC Strickland may not be lying.
PC Strickland doesn't troll. I believe him.
No, that wasn't me. That wasn't me saying like that. Truly, just sounded like, oh yeah, like I said.
It's like when you hear something that sounds like an Action Bronson lyric.
Yeah,
that's what I would equate to Hot Billy to. Like
Yeah.
he basically does Action Bronson like bars with like almost like ad libs.
Yeah.
PC Strickland's actually
What do you call them? Mad libs. I meant to say mad.
Yeah, Mad Libs. Yeah.
PC Strickland actually had his first MMA fight.
Oh, I saw him post about that, I think.
For his career recently.
Yeah.
I think it may have been amateur. He's not pro yet. But
Yeah. Congrats.
Oh, nice.
Congrats to PC Strickland.
Good for
We
PC
will
Strickland.
if you want to put a spinning back fist logo on your short,
Oh, yeah, that'd be good.
let us know. We'll
We'll send you a sticker or
Yeah,
something.
we'll
yeah.
make it happen.
I'll pay for the whatever the fee is.
That'd be sick.
Absolutely.
All right. Speaking of crazy names, this is the one where DraftKings just gives you the ... You've got Carlos Hernandez minus 192. And then I'll give this a shot. I think it's Yamjargul Temendemberel.
Yeah, he is from Mongolia,
And he's 8-0.
and his nickname is Art of the Knockout.
Art of the see,
but
guys are starting to do sentences as
But see, you want to know what the problem is Art of the Knockout. He has only 2 knockouts and like 7 wins, 6, 7 wins, 8 wins.
He's
something like that.
8-0, yeah.
He has more submissions.
Yeah, that's
Art of the submission, dude.
He has
I-
5 submissions, 2 knockouts, 1 decision.
this is Hernandez to me. This is levels.
Yeah.
This is a guy. Hernandez has at least 8, I think 1 or 2 wins in the UFC.
Remember, and he's tough as hell.
He's not. That's what I'm.
Kyra couldn't get him.
He lost.
out.
He lost to Tsar, and then he lost his last fight to another Asian guy who's like a good
Ray
prospect.
Sisera.
Who's a legit prospect. Yeah, I think Hernandez, anything under minus 200 or better odds than that is a bargain. I think this is a levels fight.
The next 3 fights, I think, are all the road to the UFC championships, right?
They are.
Do you guys have any like picks on any of these? I don't know any of the
So the
fighters.
one I looked up the Dong Hoon Choi and
This one's interesting.
Sahota, they fought last August
Okay.
in Asia, just like in regionals. It was a split decision. So listen,
This one's a pick 'em.
I haven't watched the fight. For the UFC to like this, I don't believe this is Road to Contender, is it?
It is.
It is.
This is Road to Contender.
Yeah.
But a first one? Or like this
I
is like
Tournament
finals.
championship.
Yeah, these are all listed as tournament
Because it
championship.
confused me because I don't know if they don't consider those real fights. Because honest Tapology, this was both of their last fight, and it was August 23.
And to just run it right back.
And that's why I was thinking, I was like, I almost wanted to like, I was gonna look at
Wait, are
footage
you
of it.
sure? I'm not seeing it. On
Tapology,
not
I could
seeing it either,
have
yeah.
swore.
Shota's Tapology, his last fight was August 23 against Ruel Pañales.
I thought, did I see it wrong? Maybe I did.
Maybe it's a different fight you're thinking of.
I could have swore it was that one.
No, they fought. Yeah, no.
That's I thought they had fought before, and it was like a split.
Doesn't look like.
So I thought maybe I just like misread the. Where is it? Oh no, yeah, because no. Wait, hold on. I apologize. I threw this thing for a loop. Maybe I was thinking of a different fight.
I'm checking him now, and
Maybe I'm just an idiot. I don't know where
I don't see
now.
it.
I feel silly.
I will say about Kiru Shota though, he has a 73-inch reach,
Okay.
and Du-Hong Choi has a 66-inch reach.
Wow.
73-inch reach, 5'10" at 125 pounds. For
Yeah, it's pretty
Shota
crazy.
is very, very impressive.
Yeah.
I'm kind of looking at him as a potential -110 bet. I don't know for sure though.
This is the part of the card where like I don't think I'll be playing a single bet on any of these, just because I'm so unaware of everything surrounding them.
Yeah, we might as well go to Ozzy Diaz against Min Yang Zhang.
Yeah. Ozzy Diaz is plus 245. Ming Yang Zhang is minus 305.
I kind of look at Ozzy Diaz round 2, round 3. Min Yang Zhang,
Oh, you like him?
yeah, Min Yang Zhang hasn't had a win outside of round 1 his entire career.
The Korean
wow.
Tiger.
Wow. I like that then. I like Ozzy Diaz.
Ozzy
too,
Diaz comes from LFA. He's nothing special, but and this is a tough spot because he's coming in, has to go to China. He's from America. But that being said, Min Yang Zhang's a guy like I was impressed by Min Yang when he knocked out.
He hits like a Ribeiro. Hits like a truck.
Like a truck.
That was a vicious knockout.
But I think if he can avoid it, round 2, I like the dog shot there just because plus 245. If he gets in the round 2, round 3, you never know. So
Yeah.
Ozzy Diaz, I love the name too.
Ozzy Diaz is a good name.
Yeah, Ozzy
Yeah,
Diaz.
that's real
What a
good.
win
That's
for Ozzy
strong.
Diaz.
Yeah.
Sounds like a good baseball player
That being
name.
said, though, the UFC is
Ozzy
probably
Guillen.
trying to
Yeah.
set up Min Yang Zhang here with a big win.
I kind of think so too. This would be a big spot for him, and gets another big knockout. Now all of a sudden, like the next fight, like look at his highlight reel, like
Yeah.
2 big knockouts.
And they're going to China for a reason.
Absolutely.
And
The Mountain Tiger.
the Mountain Tiger
I like that nickname.
hit like light heavyweights, heavyweights.
Oh, and
they
this
sell.
is the first fight on the main card.
Yes.
Yeah.
And also
6-fight main card.
I mean, Min Yang Zhang, there's not a lot of I guess there is Big Bang Zhang. Big Bang Zhang. What's
Yep.
his name? There's not a lot of Asian fighters are typically pretty small, specifically Chinese fighters.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And even Korean, they're usually on smaller weight classes. You see that with Japanese fighters, South Korean fighters, whatnot. He's a big
Dude,
he's
big
a
fella.
dude, and those always sell. So maybe the UFC's trying to set him up. I want to see Min Yang Zhang's social media presence. Let's see, Instagram. Wow,
Bad?
10,000 followers.
Yeah, it's not horrible.
No,
Maybe
start.
Maybe
Not
he
kidding.
he needs this fight.
Yeah.
This is the one. Propel him.
10,000 followers for a UFC fighter, specifically from another country like China, is shockingly low.
Oh, damn. We got roasted on our own chat. I hate to cause a halt to this podcast. Someone said, I'll put a spinning back fast logo on a pile of shit.
Oh,
Damn.
wait, who's that?
We're not paying for that.
Pushed.
Though.
I don't know who Pushed is.
We're not paying for it. Pushed.
Yeah, I'll put a spin backfist logo on top of a pile of shit. We keep it going with the light heavyweights, Volkan
That's a good fight.
Oezdemir versus
Really good
Carlos
fight.
Ulberg. This is a good fight, and I really like Carlos Ulberg, like really like him. I was a little surprised to see him minus 245. I think this is a bit of a closer fight. Like, I want Ulberg to win. I might bet on Oezdemir.
I'm gonna bet on Oezdemir plus 200. Please.
Yeah.
I think it's close enough on the feet. I could definitely see Oezdemir winning this fight.
No doubt.
Ulberg is like good. He's athletic. We've seen him fade. I know it was a long time ago, so still hold him against like the Kennedy and Checkwu fight. Maybe a little unfair. It was earlier in his career, but still, even a lot of his fights since then have been really fast. Like the Menefield fight, I give him credit for his great knockout, but Menefield had like the worst game plan in UFC history in that fight.
Yeah, it was insane.
He just
Charged
bull
him.
rushed him,
Yeah.
like just a guy who like is literally, if he could say, what would you want this guy to do to make the fight easy as possible, he would say, do that.
That was Atlantic City, right?
Yes, I believe so.
That's it, yeah.
That-
Either Atlantic City or Louisville.
yeah, either or. I just remember that.
I think one of them.
Oezdemir's plus 500 decision. I kind of like that.
The only thing is,
Yeah, he could land a knockout. Like I'm just gonna bet him. It's one of my favorite bets on the card. Probably, maybe my favorite,
Yeah.
Ulberg's like
just value wise.
Ulberg's recent fights have just been. Obviously, he went to decision. So Kennedy and Checkwu finished him right in that weird fight.
Mhm.
Then he against Fabio Charant, he goes to decision, and
Yeah.
then since then, round one, round three, round one. Volkan's tough though, and Volkan's kind of on a little win streak of it by himself. The win against Guskov is like, I know Bogdan Guskov's something special, but that was a good win for him.
Mhm.
And then Johnny Walker was a really good win, and
Vicious knockout.
like you know, if you want to look at who Volkan Oezdemir is losing to, his names of losses are impressive. Krylov, Magomed Ankalaev, Yuri, Dominic Reyes, Anthony Smith, Daniel Cormier. Those are
Yeah.
his 5 losses in
The Cormier
UFC.
fight, it's still so weird that happened. He like shot up. Cormier had no contenders at the time.
Yeah,
He like worked through the whole division, and it was like he was no time. Like they gave him the fight, and everyone knew what would happen. That was on the Stipe Francis 1 card.
yeah.
I was there for that in Boston.
So
all right.
I kind of look at Oezdemir as well. I was thinking maybe an over, but I was also like thinking about it a little too. Even the under is enticing me a little bit now, because under 1.5 plus 154. Ulberg fights have been crazy recently. So yeah, probably end up on Oezdemir. But I do think the UFC kind of looks at Ulberg as another guy that they can just eventually feed to Poton as the guy who keeps winning, and then just
Yeah, true.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Then we've got Kong Wang versus Gabriela Fernandez, both coming off wins in this fight. Kong Wang is minus 850. Gabriela Fernandez plus 575. I think they're hoping for a big knockout out of Wang here. They're hoping she does exactly what she did in her last
There's
fight.
just no way that Kong Wang should be minus 900. Yeah.
No. I mean, I don't think
know.
I would bet on Gabriela though. I wouldn't. I would just stay.
But
away
I
from
will. I
this.
look at this. This is a squash match.
Yeah.
It is.
This is the hype setup fight.
Yeah.
This is it. This is the let her get a big knockout, big finish, star.
And she knocked out Victoria Leonardo. This is like, yeah. I may even like Kong Wang round 1 may even be fucking like minus money. Kong Wang round 1's plus 330.
Wow.
Oh,
Winning method, Kong Wang to inside the distance, plus 130.
that's not bad. I kind of like
Intriguing.
that. Yeah.
I think they want like the
It almost feels like too easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
It feels like they're baiting you, giving that plus sign.
Muslim Salikov versus Song Kanang. Song Kanang is plus 150. Salikov minus 180. This should be a good fight.
I went kind of back and forth on it because Kanan's had some like decent performances. Muslim's kind of been like up and down. The guy like he beat Ponzinibbio in his last fight. That was just classic like old man fight. Not like the worst fight. I kind of want like it's so much of me like wants to take a shot in Kanan here. But I don't know. I kind of just think it's weird. Salikov's 40. Song Kanan's 34.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, and
40? Wow.
yeah, and Song Kanan's 34. So that's like giving me pause. But when I like think of it in my head, I think Muslim even still at this point might be a little bit better fighter. Like I feel like the guys he's lost to have been more like younger, athletic guys that he's got like knocked out against. And Kenan can do that. Like his last fight beat Ricky Glenn, moving up to 170, which is weird. He looked like okay in that Ian Gary fight before he got knocked. He like clipped Ian Gary.
Yeah, he did.
So he shows he's showing like some flashes, but I don't know, probably passing. But I think Salikov probably wins, but I'm not super convicted on. Like I feel like I could end up betting Kenan potentially.
Yeah, looking at Kenan Song, I mean, like this fight over 2.5 minus 160. This fight's probably going the distance. And I'll tell you what, I don't want a Muslim Salikov minus 180 ticket when this is going to the
yeah.
Because Muslim Salikov is quite literally the definition of a guy. It's like, okay, if he's plus 180, plus 200, give me that.
Yeah,
he can make a fight interesting. Then it's like you look at Muslim Salikov, or Kenan Song, and he hasn't inspired a lot of confidence. I remember I took the under in the Ricky Glenn fight, and it was just boring. But I'm looking at Kenan Song as definitely a potential underdog pick, or even a Kenan Song by decision plus 300.
Then the co-main event, Yao Xiaonan versus Tabitha Ritchie, the baby shark. Tabitha Ritchie plus 164. Yan minus 198. Oh, there's 2 Yans in the co-main and main. I didn't realize that. I kind of like taking a shot on the baby shark in this fight
all day.
Yeah,
I have PTSD from her not getting finished by Waylay. She literally was unconscious. You said the name, and I literally I went to like a dark. I had her so big by finish and like pretty big by submission.
Yeah.
And that should have been like that was one of the best bets I've ever made that didn't win.
Yeah.
I was in Atlantic City.
She was
disgusting.
out.
She was dead.
She was legitimately
They
out.
literally had to shake her limp body off the mat. She
got knocked out.
Insane.
That was bad.
She lost 3 times in one fight.
Insane.
Tabitha Ritchie all day. Baby Shark all day. Plus 164.
I talked to her at UFCX. Very nice.
Yeah. I love her. I'd love to talk to her anytime. That being said, though, Baby Shark all day. She's just going to take her down 1 billion times. Give it to me.
Yeah.
Plus 164. Tabitha Ritchie.
Yeah, I think it's worth a shot. Worth the money.
Now, if this stays on the feet, she's going to be fucked. Don't get me wrong. But like, I like it.
She's got to be able to. I would imagine her camp, she's been defending takedowns a lot. That's got to be the game plan here. But I mean, it's only been since April. I don't know how much you can fix that in whatever many months.
And then the main event, Petr Yan versus Davison Figueiredo. Am I crazy? Petr Yan minus 300, Davison Figueiredo plus 240. I still like Petr Yan at minus 300. I feel like this should be like an easy fight for him.
I think this is.
Yeah, I think he pieces him up. I think
finish.
I think Figueiredo.
Like I would bet on that.
Like Figueiredo. This is just like styles make fights. This is just a great matchup for Petr Yan.
Yeah,
I think that he can have success a lot of different ways here. He can have success striking. He'd have success grappling. I think even like we're more like wrestling.
I might put him in every bet I make.
I think in a 5-round
parlay with Yan.
In a 5-round fight, I think get a finish here. What's like a deep, like a crazy line, like a submission
on Yan?
I feel like that could be a deep line.
Plus 2,000.
Like I almost feel like I don't know. I just got a feeling. I think it's obviously the odds 10 times more likely he knocks him out, but I think I'm going to play inside the distance and maybe just like a little sprinkle
like
on
maybe a club and sub.
I don't know. We've seen him tap before.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. Just something I could see it.
It is crazy to see Yan by decision plus 110, Yan by knockout plus 200, by submission plus 2,000.
Yeah, I'll play inside distance plus 180. I'll definitely be playing that.
Yeah.
And then just a little something on the sub, just because I said it now on the podcast.
Yeah.
Petr Yan all day. I think it pieces him up. Title shot coming soon.
Like I don't think he'll ever be in danger in this fight.
Again. Yeah. He's definitely going to.
He's 31. People act like he's 50.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Davison, I just like I even think Cheeto was so annoying with how he fought, but I thought Cheeto going to that 3rd round really had like Davison a chance to really win that. And I think Yan striking's better. And Davison won't be able to get the takedowns like he did against Cheeto, if I recall correctly. Petr Yan all day. I'm really excited for this one. And I think he's back. He's back.
Did you see his interview with Nina Drama? It was pretty funny.
No.
Yan, I think her first question was something like what's like a piece of advice from your coaches that you'll always remember? And he was like, when I ask, should I knee? And they say, yes, you can knee. Talking about the Aljo fight. All right. That was the card. Again, it starts 3 a.m. prelim, 6 a.m. main card. Yeah,
Full day,
it'll kick
24
off the
hours.
full day of sports.
These
for you
are
on
the
Saturday.
moments. These are the days you'll remember.
Yeah.
Like, I know it sounds
Well,
crazy.
3
The Macau card.
3 a.m. wake up call from Macau, and then finishing up whoever's like the late game at like 1 in the morning.
Yeah.
Like
next
Nevada Air Force,
Yep.
10:30 game. I
Yep.
kind of like Nevada in there.
I'm
Or
pretty
Fresno.
sure I gotta check. I'm pretty sure I have like a 6 a.m. flight out of Baton Rouge on Saturday, so I might have to like just keep myself unspoiled and try to watch the main card when I get back.
Mm.
It's brutal. All right, we'll see you next time.